All right, so this is going to need more than 6 inches in back, which I think I saw a video entitled that once. When we last met, I was tearing sound deadening out of the car. Let's pick back up there. What did you learn today? It's been too long since the last time I sharpened my knife. There we go. Also, I'm going to take a sip of beer, hold the knife in the opposite hand, or don't hold it at all. I'm kind of tempted to leave this piece of styrofoam alone as a footrest. Or at least this left part of it here. I think I'll cut the rest off. You know what? It's glued on there pretty well anyway. Alright, well, maybe I can put the seat in place. That'd be cool. Right out of the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Somebody will file a complaint over that. Alright. Let me put the plastic on it, because that's probably my best bet. There's the front bit here, and the rear bit. I want the slight angle to it. I'm going to leave it in plastic because keep it nice. Okay, good. Alright. Whoa! Hang on. Yeah, this is going to possibly require a little more height than it currently has. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is going to require a ton more height. I feel like a kid or a little person. How much higher does this need to be? A good 6-8 inches. Shit. And I was expecting I might require a couple inches, but... Yeah, this is my actual view. This is level with my eyes. So we definitely need more height. What do I have? What do I have? I have a striking inability to get out of this freaking shit. Back. It's a very comfortable recliner. Very conveniently, I have all of these 2x, what were these, 8s? 2x8s, 2x10s, whatever, that I used for the weighing. So I'm thinking, if I do this, this will at least give me some idea of whether, of how far I need to build things up. Okay, just... It might be a little bit better. Let's see. Oh. Alright, well, I don't think we're quite there, but it's closer. We're getting close. I suppose that's a little bit better. At least that gives you an idea. Probably need another couple inches. That's what she said. Yeah, because I'd like to see over the steering wheel instead of through it. Alright, so I've successfully replaced all of the bulbs in the gauge cluster with LEDs, which was fun and exciting. They were a little tighter than the OEM, but managed to get everything locked down. Of course, the fun thing about LEDs is they are very much polarity dependent according to the order page. So I get to find out now how many of them how many of them are actually in the right polarity and how many I have to turn around. The really pleasant thing is that at some point oh, what the heck? Did I not turn everything on? Okay. Does that need to be in? I didn't think it did last time. Did I disconnect something important? Yeah, I disconnected something important. Alright, so I'm in the back of the car, so I just tried to test the LEDs and discovered that the battery was so dead that it won't actually fire up the headlights or move the windows, and the rear brake light, tail lights were very, very dim. So I'm going to let that sit on the charger and come back to back here and maybe see if I can get these seatbelt rails removed and with these seat belts here, I can't tell you how tempted I am to simply cut the whole mount off rather than trying to mess around with drilling out all the spot welds here. There's quite a few. This is some boring stuff and therefore requires some time warping. And now I have learned that apparently if you put the battery on the charger, it charges the battery up, and it's like, I'm done with it. And so apparently I just took this battery off the chart. Okay, well, a second ago this was barely chugging. I don't know. Maybe it just got a surface charge. In about 2 seconds of cutting, it'll be chugging again. So this is the point where I admit that I've spent the last way too long being a fool. I've been playing with my new toy, which is that angle grinder with a cut-off wheel, and trying to get the worst of the metal out of the way with the rear seatbelt mounts so that I can kind of drill out the rest. And what I finally decided is that I've been having problems with the battery because I don't work on it necessarily every day because of work. So sometimes I come home and apparently the battery charger doesn't maintain it. It just like charges up and says, okay, we're done for a while. And then I come and discover that the battery's dead, which is a problem because it's cold here. And maybe in a couple months when it's warm, it won't be anymore. But for now, it's definitely an issue. And insert footage here of me, trying to saw or to cut rather, and suddenly the battery dies. So I realized that I have been doing the wrong thing, and it's time to pull out one of my favorite tools, which is to say my reciprocating saw. I don't know why it took me this long to pull this out. It's corded so that I don't have to worry about batteries at all. And it's a reciprocating saw. And for years I have been telling people that it is quite possibly the perfect balance between precision and destruction. It's not as destructive as something like a chainsaw, not as precise as something like a jigsaw, but somewhere in between, that excellent balance. And I don't know why I didn't think to use it on cars. I've never taken basic vehicle rescue, but I've been on the scene of rescues with people who have, and yes, we talk about the jaws of life, and yeah, somebody's running around with the jaws of life, but there's also somebody running around with a reciprocating saw, and man, are they fucking stuff up. That one's intact enough that I can probably give away. This other one is... I don't think I'd put that in somebody's car and expect them to live through a crash. Well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy that. It's very destructive. My technique could use a little work, although I suppose that's just awkward positioning. Every time I wanted to get an angle, I just picked the wrong angle and kept bumping up against the side of the car and bent a bunch of blades. But hey, those seatbelt things are gone now, so one less thing to do. Okay, let's see if anything actually still no lights. Yeah, it's pretty dim, but well, the headlights are good. The headlights are going on, so we've got at least some voltage improved. That's good news. Make sure it's not a dimmer issue. Okay. All right, at least we're getting power there. That's an improvement. Well, from the "Are you fucking kidding me" files, the reason the car wasn't starting was because apparently at some point, I don't know why, but the clutch pedal stopped pushing the switch far down enough to activate it. So the clutch pedal switch, when I reached under there with my hand and pushed it all the way in, oh hey, that came off easily, was totally fine. And now I'm just going to short it because I'll just have to commit to always starting in neutral, which is no big deal because I have other cars. I've had other cars without a clutch switch. I bypassed it on the Miata. The Lotus never came with one, so now I've just got this that I need to short circuit, and then I can pop off the clutch switch. That's what, like 2 ounces, a half an ounce? I can figure out how to do that. Well, the other thing that I've done recently is thrown a couple of extra 1x2s under the seat. So I've got 3 2x6s and 1x2s on the thin side. So I figure the 2x6s is 4.5 inches. Because, you know, 2-inch nozzle is actually 1.5 inches thick because... why would we make things make sense? I don't know. That's a good question. So now I'm up a little higher and my view is not quite as obstructed as it was before. My steering wheel didn't feel like an ape hanger, but it's definitely not quite high enough. So apparently I'm going to have at least 6 inches of square metal tubing from the base of the floor to really get to be where I need to be to actually see. I could probably use another 2 inches. So we'll see. Well, it turns out that one of the things I can do is disable the power lock system, because last time I actually had this thing out on the road, I discovered, much to my chagrin, that that had not been completely disabled. Also, when I was messing around with the GEM, the General Equipment Module, I think is what that stands for, and discovered that those wires were power locking the doors. It was very clear that that system was not disabled, and it's supposed to be per rally rules. So, of course, on the plus side, I guess that means that I can cut this green wire that's traipsing all across my cable. Come on out. Can I get you out? I've had you out before, I swear. Or did I not have you out? Can I do this without breaking anything? I guess is the question. I'm trying not to break this. All I really want to do it. Okay, well, that allows me to peel some of this garbage away, but it doesn't really help because apparently the power locking is not controlled at this end of things. Of course it isn't. Why would it be? Well, I guess that means that I go back and put this together and then look at this end of things. Can I cut that? Let's see, why not? You know, I was cutting one wire at a time to deliberately not activate the power locks. Good night, power locks. Good night, moon. And I guess I'm going to date this particular video by saying good night, Chinese spy balloon. Okay, so that... there's two things plugged in there, so I should probably not cut them both or unplug them, because one of them I bet is the window actuator. Okay, I just heard the other side click. Alright, one less wire. There's my garbage pile. In either case, I'm heading over to the other side to do the same thing. Oh, what? I put very little thought into a nickname for the car, because that's kind of low priority, and I'd never really nicknamed cars previously, so I kind of figured why bother. Previously talked about naming it after a winning general as opposed to Lee, but yeah, it's been 150 some years since the Civil War. Why name after a Civil War general when I can pick something more modern, less divisive? Of course, given the way he died, probably General Patton is maybe not such a good idea. Certainly anybody from Vietnam, you know, obviously I live in Westmoreland County, but naming General in Westmoreland maybe not such an odd idea either, since that conflict didn't go so well for this country. My friend Daniel says I should name it the General Practitioner, which is kind of hilarious, although that's not what I do for a living, but at least it would be perhaps more appropriate than a military general in somebody whose entire Army service consists of the first year of ROTC. And maybe I just won't give the damn car a nickname at all, because who really cares? It's a car. Alright, I do have to admit that it was extremely disappointing to learn that this was an ID10T error. So we will do this the appropriate way, which is bury it as far as you can, and then switch over and light up the instrument cluster. Okay, so that's brilliant. However, I don't know why the brake light warning is on. Probably because I've just snipped enough things and generated problems. So, let's go into the test mode to see which ones are actually lit and which ones are backwards. The check fuel cap light, excitingly, is... oh, I have to press and hold the trip reset and then turn it to run. So, press and hold that and then turn it to run. The odometer will display test. Alright, good. Press to change modes. Gauge mode, it did a full sweep of all the gauges, good. 2 LCD test makes all the LCDs light up. Oh, okay. Alright, so that's good. Test 3 is the bulb test. Huh. Alright. What's interesting is, I will swear to you that more of these things lit up initially. Alright, well, let's see if swapping some of these out has a tendency to... Oops. Well, apparently testing the bulbs doesn't test all the bulbs, apparently, because that's very bizarre. So I guess it's more accurately a test of most bulbs, but whatever. Let's see how many actually get fixed when I reverse the polarity. Check engine light is probably the most important one. Oh, hey, let there be light. Alright, let me see here. Turn signal. Okay, it's the top one, so let's not reverse that, you idiot. No, it doesn't want to work. I should probably look and see what that is and if I even really care. Like, for example, the seatbelt light. I don't really give a shit if that works. The seatbelt light will be forever fucking lit. And I ain't gonna fix that. Okay, that's that, and I think that's about as good as it's going to get. And looking at the owner's manual and the instrument cluster gauges, it looks like the thing that's not coming on that I was so concerned about in the lower left was the traction control indicator, and I probably disabled that already, and if I didn't, I certainly had plans to, so. Perfect! And, as usual, I'm creating more problems for myself than I am actually being thrown by the car inherently. So we will end the episode on that note, as we typically do, and see what trouble I can get up to a couple weeks from now. Same idiot time, same idiot channel. Somewhere back here, there's a beer. Oh, shit, fuck. Okay. I'm looking at the screen. Maybe you didn't actually see me almost pep myself in the eye with a knife. And I am okay with that.